Hi, good evening. My name is Jennifer Jameson. I am the Junior Senior Program Manager for Crosby Scholars. In an effort to get this information to all 350 students who are currently juniors, I am recording this video. In order to get attendance credit for the orientation, I need you to watch this video to its completion. I need you to complete the Kahoot. That is the quiz that's going to tell me that you've done this video. And then I need you to complete the attendance requirement that is going to be a QR code here as well. So, to that end, class of 2027, this session is for students graduating in 2027. If you are an early college student and plan to graduate in 2028, I need you to send me an email at jjameson@crosbyscholarsIRDL.org, and we will update your year of attendance or year of graduation. Um, and you are still responsible for um, completing an academy and some service this year, but you will start your junior senior programming next year. Okay. So that's for early college students. Now, the junior year requirements are a little different than the rest of Crosby Scholars from 6th through 10th grade. 6th through 10th grade, you really just had to do 2 hours of community service and one academy. For junior year, you're going to do that one academy, at least one academy. You're going to do 2 hours of service or more. And then we also need you to watch this video and attend an orientation. So if you're watching this video, this is your orientation. And if you follow the steps appropriately, you will get attendance credit for doing this. The other things we need you to do as a junior is in the spring, when you complete your academy and your orientation and your service, we will assign a one-on-one advisor. This is probably the most valuable thing and resource that you're going to get from Crosby Scholars is someone who is going to tailor a plan for what's next after high school specifically for you and help you along the way. Okay. So the requirement for junior year is to meet with that advisor at least once in the spring. I'm putting all of this up front at the very beginning of this video. It's very, very important. Now, the other thing that we want you to do as a junior is we want you to start exploring colleges. It's going to be important to figure out where you want to go, what you want to study, understand what your fit is. You can explore colleges in several ways. You can go on a campus tour. You can do a virtual tour. You can go to a college fair. I need you to do the action of researching the colleges and visiting colleges your junior year. And then in senior year, we're going to give you a form to fill out and you're going to tell me which colleges you researched. Okay. So again, that form will not be due until next year because the way our system works, I can't carry it over. However, the activity of visiting colleges, going to open houses, going to college fairs, that is taking place right now. Okay. Any requirements you do above and beyond, and this is the only grade that we do this for, okay, for juniors. If you do more than 5 hours of community service during your junior year, then we will give you credit to relieve your senior year 2 requirements, okay? If you do more than one academy your junior year, we will give that academy credit to your senior year, okay? So I have students who come to 12 academies. They come to everything that we offer. The minimum is 1, but if you do anything extra junior year, then we will relieve that requirement for you your senior year. Our hope is that by senior year, you have the information you need and you can focus on your applications your senior year. Okay? All right, so let's talk about advising a little bit. We have 2 options here for you. First off, we have staff and volunteer advisors that are available to be your one-on-one person. However, some students have a trusted adult that they are already working with on their college application process. If you would like to self-select an advisor, there is a form on Crosby Connect that you can fill out and give me that person's contact information. That person will have to fill out notes in our Crosby Connect system so that we know that you're getting the information that you need. Okay. So you tell me who that is. I'm going to have a training with them. We're going to make sure that they have access to all the resources that my other staff advisors have access to. And then we will assign them to you. We are going to have an October 8th training. So if you're watching this before October 8th, please get your self-selected contact to me, and then I can invite them to this training. Okay. Now, advising. During junior year, you're going to meet once during the spring season. Okay. So you have to meet with them by May 31st of 2026. During that meeting, they're going to cover career goals, college list, activities review, setting goals, and figuring out what's next. You will meet again the summer between your senior and junior year, and then you will meet twice during your senior year. So, and during the summer, that's when we really get to work on applications and essays and resumes and talking about college budget. So, I have students who just meet 4 times. That's the bare minimum. The first meeting's usually about an hour, depending on what you want to do. If you're trying to go to a community college or go straight to work, then those meetings look a little different than if you're going to a 4 years college. And a student going to a 4 year school for a non-selective school is very different than someone who says, "Oh, I'm going to apply to all 8 Ivy Leagues, and whichever one I get in, that's where I'm going." That is a whole nother set of advising because they're all so highly selective. So I have students, again, that do the minimum. That's what we're requiring from you. Or if you need additional supports, we are here to help you in that as well. Some benefits that you get from Crosby Scholars is we have free essay review help. We also help with financial aid with the FAFSA and RDS, a CSS profile. We have scholarships and last dollar grants that are only available to Crosby Scholars who finish the junior senior program. We also take you on campus college tours. We have websites, we have YouTube videos, we have lots of resources and expertise to help you with whatever it is you need to figure out and be successful after high school. Okay. I wanted to give you an example of some of the academies that are coming up. So, as juniors, for a little while this year, when you logged in, there wasn't a whole lot there. We are working on this programming and we will continue to add things. We just had an in person session where 80 people came to the Goodwill Center to meet with the Chapel Hill admissions person. Our next 2 admissions nights, these are going to be virtual. Emory is excited to offer us a session on October 13th. And then Elon is going to be offering a session on October 22nd. You can sign up for those on Crosby Connect. The next in-person academy that I'm going to be hosting is 1025. It's going to be at the Statesville Mitchell campus or the Mitchell Community College campus in Statesville, and it's going to be test prep. This is going to be an SAT prep session. It's 3 hours. It's a great workshop. If anybody's planning to take the SAT this fall or next spring, this is a good chance for you to come and get some basics and really kind of come up with a plan for how you want to tackle those tests. We will also be covering College 101, how to research colleges, scholarships, paying for college, essay help. We, during the summer, have something called Workshop Wednesdays where you can actually come and we will have workshops. We usually have 2 essay workshops in the summer, as well as a Common App workshop day. And then we have some self-paced options that are coming. I'm really excited about a new program that we're about to roll out. Hopefully, I will have more information to you about that. But currently, we have U Science, which is an aptitude evaluation. And if you're interested in kind of figuring out what you might be good at in a career or job, you can sign up for U Science, and that can be a self-paced option. As far as community service options are concerned, you all are members of the community. You are serving in the community as long as it is not politically related and you are not getting paid to do it. That is community service. Our goal is to connect you with the community When you serve in the community for free, you are getting opportunities to build your resume and meet adults in the community that can be mentors and references and can help you in your future. So, some of the options that we have coming up, we have a street cleanup on October 11th in Statesville. We have a Fall Frenzy 5K. We're going to have community service volunteer opportunities as well as runners can come and run. That's a fundraiser for us. I think Cottle Creek is looking for help with their fall festival. And all of your high schools might be having a trunk or treat or something like that. You can help with that. The V Point Ruetan has a breakfast every month. They're looking for volunteers. On our website, crosbyscholarsIredell.org, you can find midway down the first page something called volunteer opportunities, and you will get to this chart that you can see here on the right. And whenever an organization that's not Crosby Scholars in the community that's looking for help, they will send us a sign up and we will post it here. The other opportunity you have to find community service is with the United Way Hive. This is a cool website where you can sign in, tell them what you are interested in helping with, and then there are nonprofits in the community that will post volunteer opportunities on Hive. The first ones that I know about that are coming up is Iredell Health Foundation is doing a 5K, and they're also doing a jazz night. So go explore the Hive, and then I would like you to look for Iredell Foundation's opportunities, and that might be a good starting place for you to learn how to use the tool and how to sign up for stuff. Once you complete your service, you're going to need to enter your service into Crosby Connect using the form, okay? And I'll show you that in a bit. A couple of other opportunities I was talking about, the Fall 5K Frenzy on November 22nd. That is, if you're a runner, your track team, please feel free to sign up to run this event, but we will also have volunteers for that event. And then this is only until the first week of October you have to sign up for this, but we have a special grant. 30 students will have access to come to 2 in-person days and 1 self-paced option. Now that sounds like a lot, but you're going to get a lot out of it, okay? So first off, what this Elevate Building Skills for Business Success is going to do is we're going to cover communication, networking, presentation, business etiquette. We're going to start with self-paced where you watch some videos and answer some questions. And then on October 29th, which is an early release day for ISS, from 1 to 3, we're going to have a workshop, and there will be human resource managers from the community that will come, and they're going to talk about interviewing skills, resume writing, what real businesses are looking for when they hire, okay? Then these folks that are participating in Elevate will be invited to a special lunch on December 3rd. And that is the day that you're going to put all that you learned into action. And we will have 30 students and 30 business leaders, and you will be able to sit and have lunch with a business leader. You might meet your future boss. You might meet somebody that can help you get opportunities for a summer job or an internship or shadowing, right? This is an excellent opportunity. And it's only open right now. So by the first week of October, you needed to have signed up for this. All right. If you have any questions, contact me at the office. All right. The next portion of this section, I want to quickly define degrees because I know everybody thinks they know what degrees are and what they're hoping for, but I just want to make sure that it's clear. So first off, when you leave high school, you will have a high school diploma. Yay! Okay. Some of you might even have some certificates or some credentials tied to CTE classes. That is fabulous. Maybe you took welding or CNA at ICATS. Maybe there's some other type of certification that you got. That's great. Typically, when you're going to get your first job, a lot of jobs will need some kind of training. So if you're not planning to go to college, or a 2 year or a 4 year. The first thing is you can go to a technical school or the local community college and do what's called continuing ed. And you can take classes to get a certificate or license in a program like cosmetology or something like that. Um, I do want to point out here that certificates and licenses are also required for professional programs that need higher education as well. So, why we talk about it early is that when you are looking to do a program that will require a certificate or license and you are researching colleges, you want to make sure that the college that you choose to study said degree is actually accredited and that you will be eligible for the certificate after graduation. I have heard of a couple of instances where somebody went to a school to study something. And then when they went to go get their license, they found that that school was not accredited. So early on in the process, while you're looking for colleges, if you feel like architecture, interior design, lawyers, nurses, teachers, all of those professions need, when you're finished with your education, you have to take some kind of testing to get your license, and just make sure that the school that you study those things at is accredited. Okay. The next degree is an associate's degree. Some of you, if you're an early college student, you're earning an associate's degree while you're going to high school. This is usually done at a community college, and there's two focuses. There's an occupational focus degree, like dental hygiene, nursing. There can be a radiology tech, right? You can go through a 2 year associate's program at a community college specifically for a job, or you can get an associate's that's a transfer degree. So basically, what you're doing there is you're just taking basic classes at the community college in order to finish those. The early undergrad general courses, and then you can transfer to a school. Okay, that's your associate's degree. As for bachelor's, a lot of students don't know that there are lots of different types of bachelor's, and the major that you decide will actually determine what kind of bachelor and how many credit hours. So we'd like to think that you can finish this in 4 years, but some degrees might have additional labs, additional internships, additional credit hours that require more than 4 years. So what I am telling you now, most of you know, bachelor's degree, great. When you're doing your research on the colleges, I want you to go to the college's website, find the College of Education if you want to be a teacher. And then I want you to go look at the course catalog. What classes do I have to take at this school to get this degree? And then I want you to go read the descriptions of the classes, okay? Because what you think a BS is or a BA, and what the school thinks in a certain genre might be different and it might surprise you. Okay. So the name of a major might not correlate with what you think you're studying. So, anyway, when you are looking at your bachelor's degrees, when you're researching colleges, I want you to go look at the course catalog, what's required, and then I want you to go read the description and make sure you're actually studying what you think you are. Okay. Now, there are many different pathways. We know that this is personal. This is why we're giving you a one-on-one advisor. But when you finish high school, a lot of people think college is the prize. Okay. College is not the prize. The prize is you finding your job slash career and being a successful member of society, being able to make money to live in the way that you want to live. Okay. Now, there's no right or wrong to this because it is so personal. So when you finish high school, if you want to go straight to work, great, go straight to work. There are companies in the area that actually you can apply to those, and you apply to the company first. You can get an apprenticeship with that company, and they will actually pay for your vocational training. Okay. They might actually even pay for an associate's degree, right? Um, you can also go start at a community college with the hopes of getting a 2-year degree to go straight to work. Or you can start at a community college to transfer to a 4-year and then get to that career. You can then go to a 4-year college and go straight to work, or 4-year college, go to a graduate program, and then get to your career, right? There's no right or wrong. It's very personal for you. And this is based on finances. This is based on your comfort level, how far you want to be away from home, how long do you want to be away from your family. Um, you know, I want you to go find your dream job, look at what the educational requirements for that job is, and then I want you to work backwards and get the education you need for the job you want. Okay? All right. Um, just really quickly, and I'm sorry, my dog is barking. This is why I don't record things. Um, there there is a benefit to education. Education is a barrier to employment, right? So no matter what you're going to do, you want to make sure that you're trained or educated in order to do so. We did find, especially during COVID, that people that were trained um, and had a higher education, they they fared well during that crisis. So So, here are some things that College Foundation of North Carolina feels are good reasons to continue your education. This is also a QR code for Reality Check. The College Foundation of North Carolina is a great website to research. You can research colleges, you can research all kinds of things on there. It also connects to something called NC Works, and there's a lot of tools out there to look at careers, to look at interest. But this reality check is basically a way for you to answer some questions and get an idea of what kind of lifestyle do you want and how much money do you need to make? And it kind of gives you a reality check on what you need to do in order to get there. Okay, the next section, we're going to define colleges. So I think you all know what a community college is. Mitchell is our community college here locally. It's a great option. One of the benefits of starting at a community college is to save money, right? Um, there's also no housing, right? You are a commuter student. You can work a part-time job and go to school. If you need additional supports because you're just not ready to go off to a 4-year school, starting at a community college can be helpful because you still have those supports. The other thing is that if your grades are not quite what you want them to be, and you're planning to go to a more selective school, you can start at a community college, prove that you are ready for college, and then transfer in to that 4-year school that you hope to go to. I do want to say that Mitchell is locally right here in your backyard, but CPCC, Forsyth Tech, Catawba Valley, Rowan Cabarrus, there are lots of other community colleges within an hour of our location. So when I say that I want our students to explore college, if you're like, oh, I'm going to a 2-year school, I don't need to explore anything. Yes, you do. Um, Especially, I think we were talking to Mitchell the other day, and they've got some really exciting things coming. So I don't, anyway, you might want to make sure that you go to their open house and see what they have to offer. Liberal arts college. There's a misnomer with this. So I just want to make sure everybody knows. A lot of people think the word liberal and they think politics. You can find liberals and conservatives on every single college campus. Okay. A liberal arts education is actually, it's not political. It is describing a broad education in arts and sciences, right? So it is expanding your mind and making you think of things in different ways. An example, if you want to be a digital animator, right? You want to learn how to use the equipment. You want to be practicing your tools. You want to know how to paint with dots, right? Um, but at a liberal arts college, you will also be understanding the history of art, the history of computers. You might be looking at philosophy and English and languages and communications and seeing the broad picture so that you can really understand and be able to bring storytelling and being able to bring lots of viewpoints to your education. Okay. Now, I used to say at this point, if you want to go straight to work, you want to work with your hands, maybe a liberal arts college is not for you. However, in the age of AI, okay, where computers can do specific manual tasks, having a broad education and understanding how to problem solve and think and look at things differently is not a bad thing. Okay. So, universities are larger institutions. They have a variety of majors. Most universities have high quantities of majors, like hundreds of majors that you can choose from. Larger universities also have graduate and undergraduate programs, and they might actually have colleges underneath them. So, like it's the university, it's Columbia University, and then they might have the Barnard College, right? Um, so this is typically 4 years, but sometimes it's more. When you're looking and researching colleges, look at universities. If you're looking to get a master's or a doctorate, can you just continue? I think South Carolina has this hidden gem of a program where you apply a certain way as a freshman, you're guaranteed admission into med school. I can't remember what the name of the program is, but when you're looking for your 4-year university, do the homework to see what comes on the other side, right? Masters. Can I get a master's in 5 years instead of having to go bachelor's for 4 years and then another 2 years for master's, right? So lots of different options. You can have public and private universities. Now, taming the high cost of college, you're going to find out really quickly. I love a free webinar. Okay. So, this particular person, they offer some free webinars and sessions, but I like this chart because I want to make sure that students and parents understand that there are some things that fit squarely are the responsibility of the student. And then there's some things that the parent can help with as a part of the process. Um, Either way, I need students and parents to talk now as a junior. Okay. What is the budget? What can your family afford? And what do you need your student to bring to the table to get their education? Having this conversation early on is going to help save some broken hearts. Okay. Um, I want you to find a college that fits you, what you want to study, what kind of lifestyle you hope to have, but also is it affordable and and can your family fund it, right? Some things that I want my students to understand. You're choosing your life, your career, your job, your major. This is all your choice, and you're going to have to live with it, right? Um, Filling out the Common Apps, writing the essays. That is all the student's job. Mom and dad, do not fill out those applications. You're not writing essays, okay? And then students, your academics. This is you. Like you're taking ownership of your life. There is some crossover where your parents need to help the student in, understanding cost and it costs money to go on campus visits. Mom and dad, thanks for bringing them to a campus tour, right? Um, and then the parents, you will need to help your student. I know a lot of parents are like, I'm just, when they're 18, they're an adult and I'm not paying. Unfortunately, the way that federal student aid runs, um, you can't just disown your child and have federal aid to go to college. So parents, you will be involved in the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, as well as some other forms and information that might need to be provided in order for your student to go to school. All right. So we talked a little bit along the way about how you're going to be researching colleges, but there are a few things that I want you to know. So, first off, there are so many choices. Okay. So, even this number is outdated. I need to go back and do my research. There are thousands of colleges and universities in the United States. And in the state of North Carolina, there are hundreds, okay? So what that means is that you don't have to follow the pack, right? You as a student can choose where you're going, what you're going to study, right? Do not follow a boyfriend or a girlfriend to college, right? Mom and dad, they might look at your alma mater, but they don't have to go to your alma mater. Maybe they need to go find their own path, okay? But there's lots and lots of different options. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, there's only these five schools, and if I don't get in, well, woe is me, okay? Lots of options to choose from. Now, there are some online tools that you can use to research schools. Big Future by College Board is a great one to go and look at. College Navigator is one that this is where everyone who gets federal funding, every college and university that gets federal funding has to provide data to the government, and College Navigator is the government site for people to see very detailed information. You can see how much people have paid for the past 4 years. You can see how many students are on campus. You can see the mix of men versus women. You can see whether or not they need essays or test optional. You can even see safety, like if anybody, like what's their safety issues on campus. So I like that for a lot of details. I also like niche.com. The students like this one. It's kind of fun, right? They have a rating system. All three of these sites use the same information from common data sets. But Niche also has a component to their ratings tied to student questionnaires. And so you'll see a rating for location, you'll see a rating for dorms, you'll see a rating for school, for food on campus, right? It's kind of like, it's kind of cool. These other two sites, the College Essay Guy, has done a great job. They have some free resources. They even have something called a Match Lighters program. But he has some fabulous tools. He helps counselors and students across the country and around the world actually kind of help. It started with essays, but he's got a lot of tools out there, podcasts and all kinds of fun stuff. So I just met him at NACAC, and he's a great guy and really has a lot of free stuff that you can use. Um, and then there's Get Schooled. I like the short videos that they have. If there's a term or something that you don't understand, you can go to YouTube, look up Get Schooled with the name of the term or whatever, and you'll find a 3-minute video that explains what the FAFSA is. You'll find a 3-minute video that explains early decision versus early action. So anyway, these are some sites that might be helpful resources as you begin your research. Now, I want to talk about Crosby Connect. So first off, you all should have a Crosby Connect account. And when you log in, if you have a problem logging in and it looks like it wants to create another account, stop. Okay, do not create a duplicate account. Send me an email, okay? However, when you log in, we do not use passwords anymore. You will get a 6-digit authorization code. So it's important that you have access to your email. And then your first page will be your home page, or what we call your dashboard, where you can see your progress. At the bottom of the first screen are the list of tasks. You will see a lot of tasks, but only the ones with a red box are actually required. And in order to do any of those required, you simply click on the task, and it will get you to either a form to complete, like community service, or it will get you to a list of options that will help you relieve that requirement. At the top here for upcoming tasks, you'll see that we have open house. I'm sorry, that was one of our volunteer opportunities. But you'll see that when we have volunteer opportunities like the Fall Frenzy 5K, we will list those and they will show up here on the right. To finish out Crosby Connect, at the top, you can also see the journey page, so you can see what you did year after year. The advisor tab at the top will tell you who your advisor is when we assign it to you, and will give you the contact information so you can reach out to them. And then you also have a calendar page where you can look at the requirements like the orientation or the academy, what options are available for you. You can look at the calendar and then you can select and register for those events online. Other available resources are monthly newsletters. I highly suggest you actually read these. We have a free parent webinar on the third Thursday of every month. We also do free essay review, scholarships, volunteer opportunities. We are coming to your school as well. The junior senior program comes at least twice to your school, but the other portions of Crosby Scholars might also be there in the spring. So if there's something going on, or if you are interested in being an officer at your school, reach out and we can try to plug you in for our in-school programming. We have a video library on YouTube, and then we also have social media on Instagram as well as Facebook. So, some questions you as juniors should be asking yourself: what types of classes do I enjoy most? What type of career fields intrigue me the most? Right? You really need to figure out who you are and what you want before you figure out where you're going to go and how you're going to get your education. Okay? Again, I have used science, but there are lots of tools out there that can help you with this. The other thing you're going to want to do, like we said, start taking campus tours, start following schools' websites, get on the email list, right? Create an email that's professional and then start using that, and then make sure you're checking that email. Research colleges and majors and special programs. Find opportunities to build your resume, whether it be an internship, a job shadowing, a part time job. Go ask your senior friends what they did this past summer and then figure out how you can do that next summer. I know I had students participate in Teen Westward Bound, Governor School. By the way, Governor School, that application is probably open now at your high school. Go talk to your school counselor. Um, there was Camp Med here locally, one for Northern Iredell, one at Duke Regional. So lots and lots of different opportunities. Start looking for them now to build your resume. And then keep your grades up, because the GPA that you have at the end of junior year is going to be what you are submitting to colleges to apply. Okay. And I know you guys are all like, that's so far away. Well, in a year's time from right now, you will have finished your college applications, right? All of your senior friends right now, October 15th, Chapel Hill is due. The Moorhead Kane Scholarship was due October 1st. Questbridge was due September 29th. NC State, as a lot of the other schools, their application is due by November 1st, right? It goes fast. Okay. All right. We will be having SAT and ACT test prep. October 25th is our SAT test prep. And I think January either 31st or 24th will be our ACT test prep, but we will add that as soon as I confirm that Saturday. Again, junior, summer, fall, winter, spring, it goes quick to graduation. This is your Crosby team. Jennifer Jameson, that's me. Brianna Todd is our advising and outreach specialist. W.H. Hayes is our near peer advisor. And Dominic Jones is our financial aid coordinator. So again, in order to get credit for this, you will need to complete the Kahoot as well as completing this attendance QR code. So if you want to scan the QR code, I'm also going to need you to do the Kahoot as well. And you can find that in the newsletter where you found the link to this video. So thank you for your time and thank you for your patience. If you have any questions or need any additional information, please feel free to reach out to me or any one of our staff members, and we will be more than happy to help. Have a great day.